Today, we're going to talk about how you take that in-person training you've worked so hard to build.
So dang hard.
And turn it into an online
We're
course.
going to show you a magic trick.
Virtual training. We have 4 steps to this magic trick.
And before that, we have a free masterclass that we want to give you because you're amazing. And we want to make sure that you're always successful. If you're creating an e-learning program or an online course or taking an in-person training, making it into an online course, we want to make sure you're successful. So make sure you click on the link below. Go check out that free masterclass. We will see you there.
The first thing, other than taking the free masterclass, that you want to do, by the way, you can do this first thing by taking the free masterclass, is by taking your in-person training, prioritizing it based on biggest challenges.
Biggest challenges, ladies and gentlemen. By defining the biggest challenges, what you are doing is that you are figuring out what your learners, the people that are taking this in-person training, what they care about most. What is solving their biggest challenge, which makes transferring in-person training to an online course extremely simple because we have a focus point. We're not getting overwhelmed, in other words.
And just remember, every in-person training is going to be longer than the online course version. And this is because you have a lot more interaction with your students. There's only one of you or 5 of you, whatever it is, and then there's tons and tons of students. So when you have that 3-day intensive training, there's going to be a lot of time where there's group work happening, where you're answering questions, all these different things. We don't want to lose that when we move it to online courses. However, when we actually build out the online course, we want to start by focusing on the biggest challenges that you're answering for the learners, because we really want to cut to the value.
Which moves to the second thing. When you've defined the biggest challenges, then you want to record. Record.
Yeah, so you want to actually take that in-person training, and there's 2 ways to do it, but the lowest hanging fruit way is the next in-person training that you have, start recording it. And if you feel intimidated recording the whole thing, then prioritize what you record based on the biggest challenges. So the biggest parts of your in-person curriculum that solve the biggest challenges of your learners, that's what you need to make sure you record. Now, what you really should do is anytime you're teaching in that in-person training, you want to record that. You don't need to record the breakout sessions. You could record the Q&A sessions. Those are really good to capture. That could be a module that you create in your online course. But record the best stuff.
Now again, to record, you can use your phone. You can use a camera. You can also use Zoom or Microsoft Teams, right? So a virtual software.
Yeah. And what you really could do is you could move your in-person training to virtual training first, so virtual, and then move it to an online course if you want. And then you basically take the virtual version of your in-person training, as Hector said, and you break that into the online course, which is number 3. You want to create microlearning.
Microlearning.
And really, when we're saying microlearning, we're not saying whip out that authoring tool and build this intensive microlearning program. What we're saying is take what you recorded in step 2 here. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to do some math. So we define microlearning as a piece of content less than 10 minutes. So what you need to figure out is how long do you want your microlearning to be? We recommend either 1, 3, 5, or 10. Now obviously, and these are minutes in length, and you can have a mixture of this, but basically what you record, you're going to take that, let's say that you record, I use my orange marker, let's say you record 10 hours of content. And then let's say that you're like, okay, well, we want to break this down into 5-minute segments. You're going to take 10 hours times 60 minutes. There's 60 minutes in an hour, and you get 600 minutes. Then you're going to take that 600 minutes, you're going to be like, okay, we're going to do 5-minute segments. So you're going to divide that by 5 minutes. So you divide 600 by 5 minutes, what do you get?
You get 120.
120 microlearning. So basically what you're going to do is take what you recorded and cut it up into 120 pieces. Pretty simple. literally, you're just gonna cut every 5-ish minutes. That's why we give a range, because you may find that, okay, there's a good 3-minute section, there's a good 5-minute section, good 10-minute section, but this is an estimate. So now you know 10 hours, 120 pieces. And it's not that hard to do, you just cut it.
And remember, it's 10 hours of what's being recorded in person. You may find that of that 10 hours, that 5 hours of it is, you know, just answering questions and just interaction happening in the in-person. So the actual online course may not actually be a full 10 hours. You may see a whole section like, oh, this whole 2-hour segment here, this doesn't need to be an online course. This is totally fine.
And then at this point, depending on what your budget is, depending on what resources you already have, you just got to upload it somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, you could upload it to an LMS if you have one, but you could also honestly do all of this on Loom. You could host everything on Loom. Check out our link below the video. Amazing resource for creating training. You could also put it on YouTube. And then if you don't want it to be out for the masses to see, then make all the videos private and make the playlist private for the course. YouTube, another amazing resource. That's why you're here right now. Or you could use an LMS. Now, if you're building in-person training for your employees, we recommend Talent Cards or Talent LMS. Check out the links below. If you're building training for your customers, what do we recommend, Hector?
We recommend Kajabi.
Or LearnWorld's links below the video.
Thanks for the likes and the subscribes.